Is it safe to travel to Kazakhstan? What is the best time to visit? What are the scams that I should avoid? Is it visa free? And what should I pack? Don't worry, you're at the right place because this video is going to be your ultimate guide to Almaty, Kazakhstan. Hi, my name is Komal and I'm a travel content creator from India and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about things that you should know before planning a trip, what are the scams that you should avoid, best time to visit, what to pack and so much more. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's first talk about why you should visit Kazakhstan. See, it is an Asian country, but you'll get proper European vibes. It's visa free for 14 days for Indian passport holders. There are direct flights from Delhi to Almaty. And if you love mountains but you do not like the curvy roads that take you there, or if you like landscape that changes every few kilometers, or meadows that stretch so far that your eyes can't comprehend, Kazakhstan is the best place for you. I had an amazing time there, and after this video, I hope you do too. Let's talk about best time to visit. Now, Almaty is an year-round destination, but the best time to visit is April to June and September to October, जब ना ज़्यादा ठंड होती है ना ज़्यादा गर्मी. But if you are into winter activities like skiing, then you can also travel in the winter months. Coming to flights, there is a direct flight from Delhi to Almaty and it takes around 3 hours to reach, and there is not much of a time difference. India is 30 minutes ahead of Almaty time. Pro tip, if you are looking for cheaper flights and you're okay with not carrying a check-in baggage, then in that case you can book a flight like Air Astana that allows you to book flight only using a cabin baggage, which is around 7 kgs, and it costs around 2 to 3k cheaper than the other flights. And when it comes to currency, the currency that they use is tenge, and 1 INR is around 5.5 tenge. You can carry US dollars from India and as well as a zero forex markup card like Neo and Scapia for online transactions and ATM withdrawals. Talking about SIM cards, if you are looking for internet right after landing, then you can opt for eSIMs. I've added the link in the description, but remember that eSIMs are used only for internet and not for calling purposes. Now, if you're getting a SIM offline, then you can go for Beeline network and get it either from the airport or from Magnum stores for cheaper prices. And Beeline has worked well in remote areas also like Sharin, Kolsa and Kandy. And another thing is there are two options available. So you can either buy a SIM card and recharge it using the Beeline app later, or you can get a SIM card along with data in it. Now the first option is cheaper, but for the first option, like to recharge using the app, you'll have to have an international card that works online. Now travel insurance is not mandatory in Kazakhstan, but I would highly recommend one. I have added a link in the description in case you are interested in booking. Let's talk about what should you pack for your trip. Now that totally depends from season to season, but there are some things that are common. Number one is a light jacket. You will need a light jacket even in the summer months. Number two is a universal travel adapter. Number three is a portable bidet because hand flush is not very common in Almaty. And number four is hiking boots because you might have to walk a lot there, at least at some places for sure. And if you are a vegetarian, then MTR packets will prove useful because options are limited. Now here are some apps that you need to download right after you land. Starting with Yandex. Yandex is like Uber and Swiggy all in one app. They have done such an amazing job in Almaty, and you can use it for ordering food or booking cabs. Here's a pro tip for you, link your Zero Forex card in the app and then you don't have to worry about cash payments. Number two is translation apps. Now I have two translation apps, Google Translate and Yandex Translate. Most of the people over there do not speak English or any other language. They speak two languages mainly, Kazakh and Russian. So it's better to download the offline translation of both these languages. I would prefer using Google Translate for online translations, and if you're using it offline, then Yandex Translate works definitely better. Number three is Tugis. Use Tugis for navigation and not Google Maps. Because of Google Maps, I ended at wrong places and I hope you don't. And you can also use Tugis to find the bus routes and bus stops if you are planning to take a bus or any public transport. One more thing that I liked about Tugis is, for example, you write your like to and from, and you want to book a cab from your location to some other location, then there is an option where you can directly go to the Yandex app and book a cab there itself. So you don't have to type it again or copy or paste the address because most of the address is also in their own language. So the Tugis app proves to be very useful. Number four, and my absolute favorite, these scooters that are used in Almaty for local transport. not even for transport, I was using it mainly for fun. So if you are going to go say 1 to 2 kilometers, I would say use this. But there is one thing that you have to keep in mind, that there are no cash payments involved when you're using these scooters. So you will have to have a 04x card or an international card that you can link on the app itself and use it. And Yandex provides this service, but there are some other apps also. I was mainly using Whoosh for this. It's pretty easy to use. All you have to do is scan the QR code and the scooter will be ready to use. Okay, coming to safety, I wasn't traveling solo, so I cannot give you a perspective of a solo traveler. And one thing that I can tell you is that there is no backpacking culture over there. So if you're a solo traveler who has not done a lot of trips and are not comfortable being alone most of the times, I wouldn't recommend Almaty as a solo trip destination. I would say it is more of a couple or a group trip kind of destination. I felt fairly safe over there, except for one incident that I'm going to share next. And one more thing that I want to share is, when I was researching about Almaty, I read at a lot of places that women are supposed to be covered or they have to dress a certain way over there, but I did not find that issue over there. Even locals were wearing whatever they wanted to, and I think, yeah, that's that. Talking about scams, oh my god, I'm going to share you one of the most scariest thing that has ever happened to me. So what happened was, when we landed in Almaty, it was somewhere around midnight, and we landed in New Almaty airport. And this is another thing that you'll have to keep in mind when you're traveling, that you also might land at New Almaty airport and not the old one. And the thing is, the New Almaty airport is under construction, so there are no pre-booking facility or there is no SIM card kiosk over there. You just have to walk for 2 to 3 minutes to reach the old Almaty airport. And when I stepped out of the airport, I wasn't aware of the situation, and because I wasn't traveling solo, so I decided that I'll just land at the airport and I'll get a SIM card, book a Yandex, and I'll reach my check-in, like the stay that I'm staying at. Now the thing is, because there was no facility and it was during midnight, and generally at an international airport you always find a pre-booking facility, but in this case even that wasn't there. And I did not have Google Translate on my phone, stupid mistake, and I did not have any other things. I did not have US dollars also, because I carry mostly my Neo Global card for transactions. So over there someone approached us and they asked if we wanted to travel by meter. Now the thing is, I've already been through a meter scam in Vietnam, so I was very skeptical. So I was asking him a bunch of questions, and one of the question was basically how much it is going to be the total cost, like the approximate cost, to which he mentioned around 1000 tenge. And now like, to which when we heard, so we thought, okay, that's totally fine, 1000 tenge is around 200 rupees and that's okay. So he was being very nice. He took our luggage, took us to the cab, and it was kind of a luxurious car and it had black tinted windows. So I thought it might be a common phenomenon in Kazakhstan to have black tinted windows and things like this. Now the first red flag was, when we stepped inside the car, there was this another person sitting inside, to which he introduced as his business partner, and again I thought that it is a common thing over there. Now the second red flag was when we stopped the car to withdraw money, because like I said, I did not have money and the car was child locked. So I thought that again this might be common over here, and it was a new country. We just reached there. I was more happy and excited, and I was not thinking that right over here something can happen with me. Now when we reached the destination, the car wasn't opening and the meter showed 77,000 tenge, which is somewhere around 14,000 rupees, and we were shocked. We were completely shocked because we couldn't even comprehend what just happened, and 14,000 was like our 2-3 days budget, and I was like, what the hell is happening? And we told him that we can't pay this much and why are you asking for so much money? But this very nice person, he got really aggressive, and he started telling us, this is a luxurious car, you Indians, what are you talking about, you have to pay before you leave. Now we were in a situation where we had our passports, we had our gadgets, we had everything, like all our luggage was with us. We were in a foreign country in the middle of the night, and there's nobody to be seen outside. It's an empty road. The hostel is right there, but we couldn't step out. And even I got a little aggressive and I started telling him that, we are not going to pay more than 10,000 tenge and all of that. And he took a U-turn. When he took a U-turn, my partner, he was like, no, you have to stop the car, don't take a U-turn, let's talk it out. And I was speaking to him in Hindi, and he was talking to his partner in his own language, and it was a chaotic situation to say the least, and it was so scary because I did not know what might happen and if they had weapons or not, or how this situation is going to unfold. So we started negotiating, and finally after a lot of negotiation we reached to a point where he agreed on 30,000 tenge, which is somewhere around 5,500 6,000 rupees. And finally we could step out of the car. So this situation happened, and I felt guilty of the fact that I am someone who gives advices to people to, you know, check on scams before visiting a new country, and here I was falling for one of the most common scams of Kazakhstan. And when you Google also, this is one scam that you will see a lot of people reporting that there's a lot of taxi scam going over there. And it took me a while to get out of the situation, and yeah, I think that is one thing that you'll have to keep in mind in terms of scam, that make sure that you do not book a taxi by meter, and if you're landing during midnight, even if you're traveling with someone, just make sure that you're pre-booking your cab using booking.com or Get Your Guide or any other app. And another thing is there are some other scams that you'll have to take care of. One is people will come to you, ask you to take their photograph, and when you will take their photograph and you'll hand over them the camera, they will drop it intentionally and tell you to pay for the camera. So this is another scam that they do. Number 3 is they'll tell you that there is a bird that has pooped on your shoulder, and when you look around, like when you look behind, they will try to pickpocket you. So there are some of the common scams that happens in Kazakhstan, unfortunately. And honestly, after my incident, I maintained my distance with locals, although I love interacting with locals. But after that incident, I was a little skeptical, and I did not want to be in another situation like that. So just make sure that you are aware all the time. And having said all of this, the people of Kazakhstan are really nice. I've met some really nice people, but this was one unfortunate incident that I faced, and I hope after listening to this incident you don't go through the same. Now let's come to the final point. Where did I stay in Kazakhstan? So I stayed at 3 places: Wanderlust Boutique Hostel, Wanderlust Riverside Hostel, and another Wanderlust Hostel. I liked Wanderlust Riverside Hostel the best. The rooms were nice, it was at a prime location, and everything was easily accessible. The host was nice. Boutique was also fine, and Wanderlust Hostel was also fine, but Boutique Hostel, I did not like the people who were running the place very much, and some of the rooms are really small, and some of the rooms do not have AC, so we did not check that while we were booking, because we just thought that every room has an AC, but that wasn't the case. But yeah, Riverside Hostel is very nice. You can take a dorm bed for somewhere around 800 rupees, and you can also opt for private room, say 2,500 rupees. What I would recommend is, if you're traveling in a group, make sure that you're taking an Airbnb or Airbnb, and if you're a couple, you can opt for Airbnb or a hotel. And if you're a solo traveler, then hostel is your best bet, because that is the only place that you'll find some people to go with. And if you want to book any of the travel experiences, I'm going to add the link in the description. You can go through it. And yeah, that's it. That brings me to the end of this video. I have covered most of the basics in this video, more than basics in this video. In the next video, I'm going to give you a perfect 7 days Kazakhstan Almaty itinerary, and I'll also break the cost step by step, and I'll also share some pro tips. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload videos every week, and hit the bell notification to not miss an update, and hit the like button if you like this video, and if you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one.